67733 of 2026.
If your lordship take up the chart, my lord, which the secretary has prepared in terms of your lordship.
Lordship, nodal
I think, my
officer.
lord, one by one, that will be more convenient. Issue will also be there, my lord, in that.
So the chart has, my lords, the EC suggestion, Justice Nageshwar Rao committee suggestion.
The chart is
Lordship, the chart with time has become very academic because this EC, the tenure has again come to an end. And for the past 2 years, this is what is happening, that we have to come to your lordships for getting the election date declared.
My lords, may I
Their term is completing on 21st of May.
point out with
Just a minute, madam, just a minute. First, where is that this Mukut Nath Verma?
Mukutnath ko ek-
वो minutes देना अपने
Okay.
ये final है ना इसका आंसर है क्या
On continuation of order dated 6th February 2026 and 9th March 2026. Mr. Mukut Nath Verma Advocate has filed a revised affidavit of unconditional apology and undertaking. Para 4, 5 and 8. 7 and 8 of the aforesaid affidavit are to the following effect. Next paragraph. In view of the unconditional apology tendered by Mr. Mukund Nath Verma to this court as well as to the members of the election committee and coupled with the undertaking given by him, with para 8 of the affidavit, from the interim order dated, the interim bail granted to him, while order dated 9th March 2026, is made absolute. However, for a period of 6 months, the conduct of Mr. Mukut Nath Verma will again be assessed after a period of 6 months. For which purpose the matter is ordered to be, for that limited purpose, the matter is ordered to be listed on so and so date. Now come to the issue.
Your Lordship will recall this is that Justice Nageshwar Rao's committee's report, and we had placed that report in our EC, and the EC has also unanimously given some suggestions to that report. That is in the form of a tabular chart for your Lordships.
Yes, that report by Justice Nageshwar Rao there, thereafter the SCBA has also.
Yes, we have given his suggestion is the first column, and the EC suggestion in the second column, Lord.
There's a tabular chart, my lord, filed on 8th March. Yes, the tabular.
Yes.
In the compilation,
Now, first, very
Yes,
first,
The compilation.
first is very important,
Comparative
Lord,
chart.
that the judicial direction should be incorporated in the rules. So far, it is not incorporated in the rules. So what is happening is somebody who becomes a member of the SCBA, he does not know what all is to be done for the purpose of his voting right. So that's the first suggestion.
Now we can confine to the immediate issue.
Keeping the ensuing election, let us see what are the recommendations which require immediate attention.
Yes, so now, Lord, point number 2 onward, Lord, is the voting eligibility. First is advocates with 50 years in the Supreme Court in the preceding 2 years. We say no change to this. We only say that the 75% should be physical.
This first recommendation regarding
People are
50
not.
appearances in Supreme Court,
That's right. That is the
Yes, Your
recommendation. We
Lordship.
also agree with that.
I had filed
Only
my aye, Your Lordship.
only
Because
this
there's
suggestion is not.
no, this
Let me finish this recommendation first.
right to cast vote or right to contest election.
Your Lordship, right to cast vote and right to
This
contest,
is
Your
this
Lordship,
is to
both.
vote. This is
I
to
want a
vote.
relaxation in a regular membership so that they can contest and vote, both. There are two criteria. First, you have to be a regular membership, and then you have to come into the zone of right to contest and right to elect, Your
For
Lordship.
becoming a regular member, you need
Lordship,
50
if I-
Because it is difficult because there are certain differently able. I have communicated to them, like I had interacted. The few of them, they said, "Madam, we don't have appearances. So how do we come in a regular membership?" So if at all we can be considered as a 50%,
Lordship, before we come to that, on a larger
relaxation,
canvas, one
and
thing
then
very
let me
important.
complete.
Please go.
If I
But
may
you,
complete.
Can I
please,
can
go
I
ahead.
finish
I
what
just want to summarize, which would have a bearing on the entire hearing. Regarding the right to
of
vote,
the
Your
AC?
Lordship, there is a judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court, B.D. Kaushik.
The main judge.
And that
Sixth
has,
appeal.
may I just? So that has been followed by the SCBA all throughout, and voting rights were changed and voting list was pruned. And
Mr.
there
Gaurav
is a
Bhatia, if you will
mandatory
wait for the hearing to
requirement
go, you'll
of
understand this is
50
a
appearances,
Kaushik.
or if your proximity card says you've been coming to the court regularly, and many other criteria. Your Lordship, on a larger canvas, as a stakeholder like any others, it would be in the interest. I've seen the Justice Nageshwar Rao report, and it is a very comprehensive, very well-meaning report. Most of the members actually agree with the suggestion, but keeping in mind that this is a society and there are rules of the society, it would be a very good exercise at least once if all the members are also given an opportunity to present their views, suggestions, because the executive committee, while it is part of the rules, can have a view to it. I think there are very many members who will also like to give inputs to the suggestion of Justice
Mr. Bhatia,
Nageshwar Rao,
you are not
subject
there in
to what this
this
bench.
meeting.
been
This
given-
court has given enough
Session has
opportunity
already-
to every member of the
Such order has
bar
been.
Yes,
Lordship,
to give his
yes.
suggestions.
For that purpose,
5 times this court has
these
given
letters were
opportunity. So please
Before
don't
the
interrupt the
report goes.
proceeding. Let the proceeding go.
we directed them to be uploaded on the website.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Yes, there were
Time.
two orders
May I
been
ask the
passed.
Lords to
There are
go
two
to
orders been
SCBA
passed.
rules.
If my understanding is correct, Your Lordship, that suggestion was asked for before the report was submitted.
No, Your Lordship. It was after the report.
You are not aware. You
Then I
just
stand
entered the
corrected, Your
proceeding,
Lordship.
Mr.
But at the
Bhatia. You are
same
not
time,
aware.
it would have to be done through the general body also in a particular time frame that may be fixed, because it would then give sanctity to the rules as well, and as the process is enshrined in the rules of the SCBA also. That may be kept in mind. And if there
not
is
aware
something very urgent, then we bow down to whatever this bench, honorable bench decides, Your Lordship.
Your Lordship, I'm asking
Lordship,
for.
may I point out to Rule 21?
After the earlier judgment of this court in B.D. Kaushik,
Yes.
that judgment was in the year 2010.
11.
10, 11.
10 and
11.
11.
11 was conducted under that.
11. Yes.
2010 to 26.
Yes.
There is a sea change
Yes,
in the face, composition, working styles,
Your Lordship.
everything in the Supreme
Yes.
Court.
Absolutely.
Yes.
2010-11, the virtual hearing was nowhere, nobody heard of it.
Yes, Your
Now
Lordship.
today virtual hearing there, people are appearing through virtual hearing.
Yes, Your
So all
Lordship.
these issues, therefore, at that time, probably, the security was also not such a big issue, that proximity card and all.
No, it was there. That was there since
May or may not.
2009.
We are only
It's
generally
there
talking
since
about.
2009.
If your lordship go one by one,
Lordship,
this chart, my lord, perhaps that will.
Lordship,
Just a minute.
Lordship, the stage
So
of
the
the
question is
chart.
that some reform with the passage of
Yes,
time.
it's a reformation, Your Lordship.
Lordship,
More,
Lordship-
more bar inclusive, Your
Lordship,
Lordship.
EC, after EC has
Bar
come,
inclusive-
Lordship from 2011
Inclusiveness
or
of the
before
society.
that, Lordship, there has been no amendment in the rules, and therefore Rule 21. May I just read 21 of SCBA rules, Your Lordship?
Place the chart.
Like this, everyone then will get up and stop this matter. If you are one by one, we'll have to hear. All-
Definitely, Your
Lord,
Lordship.
there are two or three things which require importance, my lord.
Yes.
One is if your lordship come to my lord serial number 10 of this chart. Now, everybody, my lord, there is a requirement of minimum 50 appearance, 50 entry or 20 appearance, my lord. For senior advocate, there is none.
Chart.
My lord, we feel, my lord, as an election committee, we have suggested, and there is no counter for it. Senior advocates also, my lord, there should be minimum appearance of 25 appearance to be in the last two proceedings. That's necessary, my lord, to be included in the voter list. When a non-AOR has, when an AOR has, when, my lord, everybody is required, a minimum appearance, senior advocate should also be.
Yes.
Another important thing is, my lord, serial number 13. If your lordship kindly see, my lord. Now, presently, my lord, there are 9 executive members. Anyone can become, my lord. What we have suggested, there should be category, my lord, so that all sections can come. Up to 10 years, 3 posts. Between 10 and 20 years, 3 posts, and above 20 years, 3 posts. Otherwise, what happens, my lord, the junior members may not get the opportunity senior members get, or senior members may not get. So this division may be necessary, my lord. And what is most important is 14 also, my lord. 14 is, my lord, Justice Nageshwar Rao committee is also recommended that for the post of president, there must be 10 lead appearances resulting in judgment. Similar thing is, my lord, SCBA has also felt is to execute a minimum of 20 lead appearance in reported judgments in the last 10 years. But we have suggested as an election
This
committee.
suggestion at serial number 13 appears to be good. What is the opinion of the SCBA? and-
20 appearances they have
No,
said.
no, for 13 milots, no, just one second. 13 milots, we have actually gone by what was earlier, no? Yes. Yes. Earlier.
On 13, my lord, presently 9 posts, anybody can contest on any post, my lord. Whomsoever gets the highest, subject to women representation, it is there. What we are suggesting is, my lord, let there from each category, my lord, so that the younger member of the bar may also
Young
come, my
member
lord,
will not get the chance.
committee.
Sir, young member will not get.
Can we,
No, there is a category of
if you
upper
lordship permit, can we go clause by clause?
That's what I was suggesting. And serial number.
Roll now.
Electoral roll, Lord, as per the bylaws, it says February, it has to the last people who vote up to February, and May is the normal time for election.
So now this year, May is the election.
No, this year it will have to be July, because our EC, if your lordship will recall, there was a recounting for
Last time there was some issue with regard to election of the
junior
Member
member.
executive.
When was that resolved?
That was resolved
July.
19th of July. So this is our EC resolution. We have said that we will hold it in July.
Lordship, we may be given a copy.
Your lordship, in terms
We should
of
be served a copy.
voters,
Resolution.
28 Feb is the last day to deposit your subscription.
That has not
On the
changed.
basis of that, a voting list is prepared in the month of April and May when an election committee is constituted by the election.
22nd of April.
Lordship, this EC should have amended the rules. This is what is my respectful submission. The EC, after EC has come, there has been too many C changes, but the rules remain the same. So as per Rule 21, it is 15th of May. Until they don't amend that rule, their tenure comes to an end on 21st of May, 20th of May.
We are not bound by your rule. Your rule is not something that.
Your lordship,
Lordship, it's a society which is guided by the
If your
rules that they have,
lordship
but they have not amended the rules. This is what I'm pointing out.
Don't downgrade yourself to a society. You have a very larger role to play.
In society.
The administration of justice.
The society
But
of the
we
country
registered under the Societies Act.
Now, if your lordship will see, we actually, the office bearers were against delay, but unfortunately, 9 people had got elected in July, so we went by majority. So, apart from 4, everybody else felt that it should be held in July. So if your Lordship will see, majority members are of the view that election could be held only after completion of 1 year from the date when full executive committee was constituted in the last week of July. Then if your Lordship will recall, there was an issue of senior member also, women. So one senior member woman said that one has made it on merit, so I should be given one more. Your Lordship rejected that. Then your Lordship will come to the next page. On 24th of May, there was a recounting on the president. Of course, it didn't have any material bearing on the result. But ultimately, your Lordships on 26th directed that the counting of junior members be held in July because the court was going in recess. And ultimately, on the 19th of July, the results were declared and it was told to your Lordships on the 25th of July. So after that, Lord, the election committee started functioning. So we have, the full EC started functioning. So we have said that we will, upon reopening, we will constitute the election committee and have it as soon as possible thereafter, giving the statutory timeline for holding the election.
We may not reduce the term. We can women members of the bar this time.
Lord, your Lordships, I think, had reserved the secretary. That's a very good step. Lord.
Your Lordship.
And
may I
as far as
submit-
senior members are concerned, 1/3 of that, which makes it 2, because there are, 9, so makes it 3. And for junior members, Lord, also 3. No, senior members 2, sorry, 6.
And
Senior members 3 and junior members 3. Senior members
And
2.
one of another important, Lord, the term which Nageswara Rao committee is also suggested, and Lord, it should be 2 years, but the 1 year is too less a period. All bar associations across the country is mostly 2-year term, Lord.
So
Now,
can I take your Lordship's point wise? Because point number 2 onward is this recommendation. First is Lord 50 appearances. Our is the third column.
Your Lordship, mine is 5th one, Your Lordship.
Can I finish this? You can, everybody can argue whatever he has to say. So here, my Lord, there is an issue. If your Lordship will recall, last time I had checked up, there is one person who's living in Lord Agra doing marriages, and only because virtual appearances were being logged, his DP said rishte hi rishte. So I've said 75% should be physical and 25% virtual, and that physical can be measured by the proximity card entry. So for the time being, there is no issue. We can straight away implement that. If you have a proximity card entry, and if you have enough physical, that should be sufficient for you to qualify for this year. Till your Lordships upgrade the software, which also I believe the registry is ready to do, which is, my Lord, aligning the appearances with the proximity card and the virtual, so that the software will indicate that whether you joined virtually or you joined physically, it will be very clearly established. So that can come for future. But for this year, at least, it can be done on proximity card. If your 75% of your appearances are on the days you visited Supreme Court, I think this should go ahead. Then, Lord, third is AORs as per 20 filings. We also accept there is no change to third. Non-AOR also, Lord, we don't accept this serial number 4. Your Lordships had said, Justice Nageswara Rao said, non-AOR members of the panel of mediators for 2 years with 20 mediation cases in 2 years. So that the Nageswara Rao committee said, added the qualification that mediation should be undertaken by the member as the lead mediator and not as a trainee. So this is accepted by us. So that is serial number 4. Then, Lord, new category which they have done is veteran members holding membership for 25 years. This, according to us, will open a huge Pandora's box. A lot of people are members here, but they don't come to Supreme Court at all. So we have only qualified this by making it 30 years and who voted in the last 7 years out of 14 years. So that will be at least people who are still regular in practice. So this will not, otherwise this category 5 itself will take about 20,000 people. Then Lord chamber allotment, this has been, they say removed it. We also say it could be considered provided there are 20 appearances, because a lot of people will not have chamber allottees but they've sublet the chambers and they are not coming to Supreme Court at all. So if they are having appearances, they should continue, according to us. This is the third is our recommendation. Waitlisting for chambers, it is removed as a category. We accept that. It should be removed. 50 appearances in preceding 3 years for government council, remove as a category. We also approve, Lord. Use of proximity card 60 in the preceding year. This the committee says remove. We suggest something else. Proximity card into Supreme Court should be considered, provided the members have entered the court premises at least 60 times in a year and at least 20 appearances. What is happening, Lord, is that there are people who just come in and go out. These are voters, they come in, just go out to show the proximity card and go out. That should be curbed. So only proximity card should not be the only basis. At least 20 appearances. Otherwise, it is 50 appearances. Proximity card, we say 20 appearances. So that they should be at least coming and sitting here, at least doing something. It can't be blocked that they are just outsiders completely. Then, Lord, senior member is a serious issue, which Mr. Vijay Hansaria also has raised. Senior members in the whole NCR, regardless of appearances, etc. So this is to be removed, and we also accept this. He has suggested, Mr. Hansaria has suggested, must have 25 appearances in each of the preceding 2 years. This could also be done, but according to us, Lord, they will come in the other category in any case. So this could be, your Lordship will have to take a call on this court category. The non-UR members and the Micus Curie panel, this has been removed by the Nageshwar Rao committee. We also accept that. Then, Lord, eligibility to contest. This is very, very important. 13. The Nageshwar Rao committee says 5 years permanent membership as SCBA should be mandatory for contesting any post. Committee did not accept supports increasing. We have accepted this. I think this is very fair. This should remain.
There is some suggestion on our.
And Mr. Hansaria has made a suggestion of creating 3 categories post-wise. That is for your Lordship.
ABC 3 category.
Yeah.
Yes, ABCD. That is for your Lordships to take a call. Then, Lord President, the Justice Nageshwar Rao committee had said 10 lead appearances in reported judgment. We said 20 lead appearances in reported judgment. And he also, Mr. Hansaria also suggests 20 lead appearances. Because ultimately he should be a practitioner of this court, Lord. It can't be that somebody who is a complete busybody with nothing to do with this institution becomes president of this bar. That is something which is a big concern for the entire bar, Lord. So it should be 20 lead appearances in reported judgment. And your Lordship knows, Lord, reported is not, Lord, even if you are on SCC online, it is still not reported unless it is reported in the SCR. Then Vice President, the committee has recommended, we said 10 lead appearances.
Each of the preceding 5 years.
No, we said 10 years, Lord. No. Last 10 years, total last 10 years.
So, but your suggestion is
Our suggestion is 20 lead appearances in the last 10 years.
10.
Put together. So you could have one reported in
committee says each year 20.
This
can't be 10 years put together. It has to be.
This is our recommendation.
I'm saying, I do not know why.
No, they have said 10 reported in 10 years. We say 20 reported in 10 years. I think that should be fair, Lord. Reported judgment is not easy to get, and if you make it every year, then probably you will be having only Mr. Rodgi and Mr. Abhishek Singhvi and myself and 4 or 5 of us.
President as well.
4 or 5 of us only eligible to contest.
Mr. Bhatia.
So it will be.
But Matlab, there has to be some minimum lead appearance. Look, the president of the bar, he represents throughout the country. He expresses views across them a lot on various issues in public platform.
And he has a voice in the entire country. I don't think it should be left to anybody.
It should not be, my lord, just 2 reported appearances in a year. It not be sufficient, my lord. At least there should be 10 appearances, my lord, in reported judgment. Otherwise, my lord, the president of the bar, my lord, represents the country, represents your lordship, my lord, sir. Before coming before lordship, my lord, on serious issues. He represents before the parliament on serious issues. Their
Vice President
very seriously.
Lord Vice President, the committee has recommended we said 10 lead appearances in 10 years. Lead appearances in 10 years reported judgment. Secretary, they say we say 15 lead appearances and 60 proximity cards. So this is not lead appearances as a reported judgment. This is just the lead appearances. Joint Secretary, Lord, 30 appearances and 60 proximity.
President, just coming back again to President, whatever, suppose 10 or 20 leads appearances there, for women candidates should be slightly relaxed. Because
Yes, Your Lordship. That's my
Your Lordship
humble
can do that.
submission,
You
Your
have no
Lordship.
difference.
It can be relaxed, and even for the differently abled
Lordship, it would be 50.
person.
because all
also.
said and done,
Quite
Yes, Your
yes,
Lordship.
very fair.
as senior counsel there.
Very fair, Lord.
Yes, Your
So
Lordship.
let it be 50% for women category.
Highly
If it is
obliged, Your
supposing
Lordship.
20 for lead appearances for president, then it should be 10 for women category. Lead judgment. These are reported judgments, Lord, not appearances. These are lead reported judgments. Lead reported judgment. That's important, Lord.
On lead council.
And that relaxation will continue for all other.
That can continue. Yes, yes. I agree, my Lord.
What we have
That can-
said is 20 as lead council, 10 as reported judgments, my lord.
No. We have said 20 reported.
Anyway, that is your subject.
Justice Nageshwar has said 10 reported judgments as lead counsel in 10 years.
That is,
We said 20 reported judgment as lead counsel in 10 years. My friend says, which is much stricter, which I don't think will be very fair because otherwise a lot of people, very few people will be, only 5-7 people only will be.
At least there are hundreds of.
Vice President.
Then Lord Vice President, your Lordship have already seen. Secretary, your Lordship have already seen. Joint Secretary, Senior Executive Member, we should say 20 appearances at least, senior members. And then Lord 20 is the term.
so for secretary, it's not clear whether it's in the year. It should get,
And then
it should be
20
10 years.
also includes, Lord, the recommendation with regard to having simultaneous elections. If your Lordship will see the second part of 20, it is also recommended that holding of SCBA elections on the same day as Delhi High Court and District. This is the recommendation of the committee of Justice Nageshwar Rao.
We are not giving the year because we are not giving judgment, she was saying.
Secretary is only appearances, Lord, not reported judgment. Nor for the any other position. Only for the president and vice president are reported judgment. So 20 is the 2-year term and the simultaneous election. And 21 is the reservation, which your Lordship have already reserved. We also accept that for the EC members. And then, Lord, 22 onwards are some model code of conduct, which we all completely agree, my Lord, as far as the EC is concerned.
Sir,
Lord,
please,
one
one
clarification
suggestion
needed
was-
for vice president, that before he is designated, because the vice president, the candidate contesting may not be as old as 10 years. His designation may not be 10 years old. So this 10 years, 10 lead appearances in reported 10 years, then he has to be a senior designate at least for the past 10 years.
because
So
this,
it is not clear on that.
No, appearance can be even as non-senior.
He can have a
So,
reported judgment.
so then that should be clarified, that it is his appearance, irrespective of whether he was designated.
Ms. Das, it doesn't say as senior advocate.
It doesn't say.
And need appearance.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say.
It takes care of your problem.
But then it's silent. It's silent on that.
In fact, if your Lordship will recall, a lot of us in this court have had a lot of reported judgment prior to becoming a senior, including Mr. Salve, Mr. Gopal Subramaniam. So all of us have had a lot of, even Mr. Justice Nariman.
there is a
So lead
suggestion.
appearances should be good enough according to me, Lord, as far as the reported judgment is concerned. Reported judgments, lead appearances.
One suggestion, Milods. There is a large number of lawyers who are involved in paralegal activities, who are drafting laws, who are doing translation work. They may not have the appearances, Milods. So their interest may also be protected by considering the number of appearances, Milods. They don't actually appear, Milods, but they are the part and parcel of the system.
That
They are
would be a
doing
little
drafting,
difficult
they're
to
doing-
regulate.
they're-
Your Lordship, one of the
So the pledge
suggestions.
is lawyers, Milods.
Among the lawyers, there are no paralegal volunteers.
There are no
Paralegal volunteers are non-lawyers.
Lawyers who are
Your Lordship, one of the
Lordship, one aspect which is not covered.
So,
who don't have
Lord-
appearance, Milods.
Lordship, one aspect which is
Your
not
Lordship,
covered is
one of the-
temporary
one-
membership. No other bar has the provision of a temporary membership. In Supreme Court, after 2009, there is the temporary membership.
Your Lordship.
So that is not covered because a temporary membership has to give 20 appearances in 2 years. And if he wants to get included in the voters list, he should have 50 appearances in the second year. So that again needs to be clarified, because temporary, for 2 years he is there, he is with a senior, or he is appearing on his own. But once he completes his 2 years, then if the 2 years is at the end of the year, it is disadvantageous for him. Because that cannot be, he cannot become a voter. If it is at the beginning of the year, so the year that you become a voter, you need to have 50 appearances for that particular year, irrespective of the fact whether you were a temporary member at that time or you were a permanent member. So that is completely, the suggestion is completely silent on the temporary membership. This started because of certain reasons, certain developments had taken place in 2009. I will not, Justice Vishwanathan might be recollecting also, this was
Your
the
Lord.
interim board of management. And which started with this thing that there should be temporary membership.
Are temporary members also voters?
No,
No,
they
Your
are not.
Lordship, they are not. They are not.
They cannot
They are
become voters.
So
They
that's why,
cannot-
Your Lordship, my humble
Lordship, it takes them 4 years to become voters because for 2 years they appear as a temporary member. Then the
For a
year that
temporary
they have
member
to
to become
become
a
a
full
voter.
member, he
Done
needs
for a
20
purpose.
appearances.
There are
2 years.
2,000
In a year.
earlier in 2011, 2,000 voters after the BD coaching
2009,
judgment.
2009.
And otherwise, there are more than 13,000 members.
No,
So
there
the
are
bar-
23,000.
Just
No, no.
allow me to
My
complete
friend is
point.
not,
I'm
no,
making
23,000 members.
Lordship, factually,
I'm saying
Lordship, factually.
2011 when the
No, it
BD
was
coaching judgment.
it was
So the
2009.
reason is this, that
For a-
practicing lawyers get to vote and elect their representatives. That is why there are two categories, and it should be well maintained to keep the character of.
No, Lordship, I'm not
Your
on that.
Lordship,
There must be two
one-
category. What I'm submitting is that a temporary member, if he becomes a member, temporary member in 2006, say in the month of April, his 2 years will complete in 2028, but cannot be a voter for 2028. He cannot be a voter for 2029 also, because for 28 he has to give 50 appearances. So suddenly from 20 to 50, that must be under consideration. That
No. I'll explain.
50 members, if they are new members,
So when
that
you
aspect
become
is
a
complete.
permanent member,
And Lordship, what the EC does, in fact, we've all been a part of the EC at some point of time. It is the subscription is taken full by the temporary membership or any applicant who applies for a membership. The interview is held a month or 2 months or 3 months later. And then, his appearances start. So that this whole process of taking the money, then his appearance should be counted from the very day he submitted his application form.
so I'll explain, Lord. So supposing for becoming temporary to permanent, if you have 50 appearances, you can straight away become a voting member. So that's not an issue.
Lordship, it is difficult. It is difficult for a new member who is.
But that's why this 50 members per
Lordship,
appearances have
Lordship,
get
Mr.
only to
Vikas,
reach out.
his parameters are different. His juniors must be getting 50, 500 appearances.
Otherwise,
But I'm talking about the general advocates in the bar. It all depends on which chamber he is associated with, how many matters
He
the
will
chamber
still get
has.
it in proximity card. I don't understand. If he's coming to this court.
Proximity card he gets 6 months after his application for a temporary membership is cleared. He does not get a proximity card the day he applies.
You can
Lordship,
get a
it takes
proximity card
it takes long time. It is only after the interview is held, he is admitted as a member, as a temporary member, then the proximity card takes another 2 months.
Card can be given
So
to a
4
non-
months of an advocate who
Proximity
wants to
card is
practice
equal.
here, and after 5 years he is eligible for AOR exam. So his entire exercise is either to wait for that is 4 plus 1 years, or temporary member. There has to be some rationing on. It cannot be 50 appearances for a member who has become a permanent member. For first year, it must be relaxed to 20 appearances. That
But-
is not touched at all.
in the
That aspect is not touched. And Lordship, second thing is that
Proximity
since the
card
tenure,
does not-
since this EC has decided, Your Lordship, that the tenure extends to July, we have no issues with that. But then why is not a general body meeting conducted? I'm sure Mr. Vikasik will not let it happen like 2024. Let there be a general body
Your
meeting.
Lordship had
After all,
recommended a general body.
Lordship,
My friend is new in this.
I'm again repeating that whatever are the issues, it concerns the member at large. Even those who are not regular members, regular
Women
practitioners.
representation, your lordships had asked for a general body. It was rejected.
Because here what happens?
Almost like
Lordship,
80% votes rejecting.
Lordship, any scheme that is introduced to a voting member. So voting member is only a member who has so many appearances. Someone who has paid the fees, if he doesn't get a brief, that is not his problem. Every lawyer in the country cannot be a lawyer holding 50 briefs or 100 briefs a year. CJI ought to have thought about the temporary members who are very much here. They don't go to any other court because their whole anxiety, am I going to get 20 appearances? And he is chamber attached or he is a senior attached. So it depends on how much work the chamber has.
It's a non-issue because you can.
No, it is not a non-issue. It is a non-issue for, it can be a non-issue for any lord who's been here for good 30, 35 years.
Without
It is a non-issue for me, your lordship. It's not an issue. It
Can
is
I
an
explain
issue
if it
for
is-
those who have taken a temporary membership because that was not there. And even the rules have been amended for temporary membership. So if I look at the rules, why can't either EC should amend the rules?
Proximity card, my lord, can be given to a non-member also.
Your lordship,
Proximity card.
Lordship, the proximity card is given 120 days
So the
minimum
issue-
later than the date of application. I'm making
No,
the
no, no, no.
statement at the
There's only-
bar. Any new member will testify what I'm saying. It is not given the first day. He makes an application, the interview is
There are a
conducted
lot of
2-3
Chennai
months after
advocates
the
who are
interview.
not members here. They are also having proximity card.
Your Lordship, may I just submit before
And-
the order is dictated? Your Lordship, one, a middle path needs to be taken only for the reason. The main purpose of the entire BD Kaushik exercise, as well as the suggestions by Justice Nageshwar Rao, whom we hold in very high esteem, is that regular practicing lawyers have to participate. But it cannot be so stringent that regular lawyers who are coming here, maybe they are assisting, maybe they are not appearing before the court and their appearances are not marked, are left out. Your Lordship, may I just submit as a test case? I see the president and the vice president criteria. And I very responsibly say this, that 2019, after 4 years, we saw senior advocates being designated. Many of them were very capable. They had 50, 60 reported judgments. That's the reason the Honorable Supreme Court, full court, felt that they ought to be designated. Now, at this juncture, from an AOR to a senior advocate and from a senior advocate to be a flourishing senior advocate like Mr. Vikas Singh, it takes time.
Yes,
Now, if a person has been designated as a senior advocate of the Supreme Court, I'm sure there are many who are doing their best. They're appearing. There are appearances, but not 10 judgments or 15 judgments. But if you look at their entire career of 20 years, 25 years, you will find 50 to 100 reported judgments of those very people. Is the intention to exclude them? Or is the intention that young leadership is also groomed as vice president and president and they are able to adorn that task? Your Lordship, therefore I say, suggestions are very
judgment
good.
even prior
But
to becoming
may-
senior
may I
is
please
counted.
make my submission, please. I also speak for the bar, just the way my
They are
learned senior.
suggesting 10 lead appearances in the last 10 years.
Your Lordship,
Notwithstanding whether you're sure or not.
all that I'm saying is, if my experience, BD Kaushik came.
Not as senior.
No, I know
no, in any capacity.
Reported judgments as a lead counsel, your lordship, is not easy. Lead counsel I'm talking about. I may be the second, third, fourth, because now I've become a senior. So there are other seniors within the senior advocates who are leading. So I'll never be a lead counsel.
As a non-senior, you show up.
As a non-senior, yes. That's why I'm saying if a senior advocate who is being designated
included.
by the Supreme Court, does he need to fulfill that criteria? 1, 2. Very importantly, your lordship.
Your reported judgment, non-senior is also included.
Judgments as senior advocate.
I'm sorry, your lordship.
Also.
It is not necessary that you require these 10 reported judgments
Yes.
as senior advocate.
Yes.
Yes, your lordship.
For example, senior somebody became 5 years back.
Yes, your lordship.
Even before that,
Yes, your lordship.
he has led in some argued some matters. Even those judgments are.
Lordship, they will not be leading judgments.
So your
They will
lordship,
be orders.
that
They
I'm
will be
submitting,
orders.
If it finds favor with your lordship, BD Kaushik judgment, after that, lawyers came here and they said if we have been designated by the Supreme Court, do we need to prove that we are part of the system? And this honorable court, by a subsequent order in BD Kaushik only, said that senior advocates, and then they included
they'll
the
be
NCR term,
Yes.
which can be confined to senior advocates of the Supreme Court, designated, need not meet this criteria, is what I'm submitting, only because their examination
That is
has
only
been
for voting.
full court, and then they've been designated as senior advocates.
That is for voting purpose.
Might lead to discrimination among the senior advocates.
That's right.
Your lordship, but in any case, if we are fixing, and everything is subject to your lordship, because your lordships are equally also well-wishers of the bar and the system, your lordship, but I submit, speaking from experience, say there is a judge who is retired from the High Court.
Right now, we are not taking it as an adversarial litigation.
Yes, your lordship.
Even whatever suggestions from your side are coming,
Yes.
idea is only to bring certain reforms that
Yes,
is required.
That's very important.
The elected governing body should really represent
Yes.
the
Inclusive
professionals,
bar.
Yes.
the true professionals, those who are Work may be less, work may be more.
Right.
But those who are at least committed
Practicing.
as whole timer to the profession.
Right.
The idea is only to recognize bona fide members of the legal fraternity
Of this-
as the voters, and again among them only to confine the eligibility for contesting election.
Yes.
That is the only entire thing.
Lordship, if I may, if
But
I
your
may
lordship
apprise
is
this
going
bench,
to the
honorable
full
bench, your lordship,
state.
there are 15,000 members of Supreme Court.
Bench.
No, 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 no.
Would
Lordship-
you still be required to furnish this is the point.
Lordship, for
That's what-
SCBA,
Supreme Court designates a senior. It is an honor bestowed upon a senior. Would he not be eligible? to
Order
contest
doesn't
as
make
a
you
president?
Lordship,
Point
may I just point out the larger issue? Today on record, there are more than 15,000 SCBA members. Voting members are about 3,000 or 3,000 to 3,500. Any scheme which is floated by the SCBA is confined to the voters. So voters become so important. Therefore, I'm submitting that the temporary members, their appearance to become a voter should be confined to 20 appearances like it is during their tenure. They should be included. Thereafter, you lay the criteria that you should have 50 appearances. It is fair enough. But not prior to that. I'm not on the amendment or the relaxation of the rule.
Your
And Lordship, one last submission that this executive committee,
With a view to bring reforms in the election process of the Supreme Court Bar Association, this court first time stepped in on judicial side to a judgment dated July 20, 2012, rendered in civil appeal number 3401 and 3402 of 2003, in bracket Supreme Court Bar Association and others versus D.D. Kaushik. Thereafter, endeavors have been made from time to time to bring further reforms, especially when there was a dynamic change in the legal profession during COVID-19, where this court and various high courts, high courts and various other courts introduced virtual hearings, where the members of the bar were also permitted to appear online. Even after the COVID offset, the technological infusion providing online platform to the members of the bar have been further strengthened. Today, the Indian judiciary is proud of the fact that a large number of members of the Supreme Court bar from the high courts on pan-India basis prefer to appear online before this court and other courts. Next paragraph. Taking such like issues in view, say the online appearances also led to some other challenges regarding the physical appearance and or actual assistance to the court by members of the bar who want to become eligible to exercise the right to vote and or contest elections of the bar association. Also, these like challenges have led to initiation of a filing of various miscellaneous applications, IAS/MAs, in the above cited decided case, in which various orders from time to time were passed. Next one. This court on what is the date when Justice Nageshwar Rao's committee was prosecuted?
what day?
On 7th February.
Report was last year.
To prosecute a high-powered committee, named the committee, high-powered committee to recommend reforms in the electoral reform in the with reference to the election of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Honorable Mr. Justice Nageshwar Rao, the former judge of this court,
24 to 25. 24 to 2025.
That's right. And report came in April 25.
No, report came in April, 22nd April.
graciously accepted the responsibility. He was provided with assistance of the members in the committee.
नहीं ये तो कबीर कौन
Next one.
ये तो मेरे पास है
Justice Nageswar Rao's committee thereafter made certain recommendations which were
पंचाल का जजमेंट
pursuant to the orders passed by this court were
पंचाल
displayed on the website of the Supreme Court Bar Association. The purpose was to inform the members, each and every member, to inform the members of the bar regarding the proposed reforms, as also to invite their invaluable suggestions. Next paragraph. This is a matter of report that pursuant to the suggestions invited by the Supreme Court Bar Association, some of the members of the bar gave such suggestions, and this SCBA has collated those suggestions along with those
Of the EC.
recommended by Justice Nageswar Rao's committee. Next paragraph. Even the election committee constituted by this court to conduct the SCBA election in the year 2025 has also made its independent recommendations. All such recommendations have been put together and collated in a comparative chart that has been placed on record by the SCBA. Next paragraph. Some of those suggestions which we propose to accept at the outset so like this, while those suggestions, so recommendations will be examined by us independently, will be examined by us separately, and a comprehensive order to that effect shall be passed, we deem it appropriate to issue the following interim directions. We deem it appropriate to issue today the following interim directions. One, it is a matter of record that election of the office bearers / executive members of the SCBA in the year 2025 was disputed through some petitions, and as a result to the order of calculation of votes, the results were finally declared in July 2025.
19
The elected members assumed office on 19th July 2025.
Like 3-4 days thereafter.
2025. We therefore see no reason to curtail the term of the elected members / office bearers, and consequently it is held that the next election for the year 2026 shall be held on or before 31st July 2026.
No, it will have to be, Lord, court reopens on 13th.
Lordship, may I just pass on the orders?
Court reopens on 13th of July, so it will have to be second week of August. 15th
Will be
August.
held before the election will be held and the results will be declared before 31st July.
31st August, because 13th July is only reopening, so election committee will constitute immediately. Thereafter, then 21 days is to be given. 15th August should be all right, Lord.
इसकी मर्जी हाँ
21 days time is required.
You can otherwise make an effort for 31st July.
Problem is, Lord, 21 days will be required after the election.
Lordship, it is before they complete their tenure. According to them, it is 19 July.
So first week we'll notify the election committee, and I'm saying 10th August should be good enough.
Lordship, it cannot be at the, that way it can be done in May also. It has to be the day the full, what they are saying logically is when the entire committee was constituted, that was 19th of July. So election should be declared on 20th of July, Your Lord.
Practical problem, madam, that time period. Minimum time
21
period.
days.
Process has to, Lordship, process has to start, the voters list has to be published.
We are doing, coming to.
Yes.
Please wait for
Lordship,
some time. We are.
Lordship, may I just point out one more thing?
Vacation, your
Lordship, BD Kaushik judgment.
First, only the term will expire by 31st July 2026. Only term will expire by 31st July 2026. Next one. The voter list shall be finalized as on 29th May 2026. All those eligible voters, all those voters who are eligible as on 29th May 2026 shall be entitled to be included in the voter list. Next paragraph. The election schedule shall be notified.
21 days after that is good.
Lordship, it cannot be. It is his making his own
He has
rules.
already said last 2 years,
Lordship
he
is-
was not ready to hold an election. That is why your lordship had to intervene. We have already
Lordship,
said
it
so.
is an outgoing committee like every year, your
let
lordship,
it not-
lordships,
not,
we take lordship's time. Every time there's an election, every committee that I'm seeing from 2024
we have
onwards,
already seen-
they want to stretch their tenure. How can they? They are stretching their tenure on their own. Lordship, they will so vote, they can make it 2 years also then. Then they'll make it 2 years. Lordship, the voters list will be as per the subscription. So
Notified by the election committee.
by us, by the
Lordship,
EC.
this has to be constituted. We
Every
make
year
it
does it not.
constituted
Last
in
2 years
May.
they were not doing it, so we will do it in the reopening week and
No,
21 days thereafter.
No, Lordship, why? They have the entire May. Yes, it should be appointed next week so that they go ahead with the voters list.
Your Lordship, the executive committee appoints an election committee.
And they
that
do.
election committee takes over and then elections are conducted.
So we will do that in the reopening
Lord.
week.
It is the executive committee. Executive committee of SCBA appoints the election committee.
Do it in the reopening week and then.
Lordship is not.
The executive committee of the SCBA shall notify the election committee on 29th May 2026. Next paragraph. The election committee,
31st May, the courts are closing.
on everything you will put your
No,
objection.
no, I'm-
There has to be an end of
I'm
this.
only requesting, Your Lordship. I can only request.
For the order. He was dictating.
Doing something as if you are fighting for the US presidency. Had that. क्या लिखा था भैया भूल गए. Twenty-ninth May 2026. The notified election, the election committee shall notify the election schedule on 13th July 2026. That is the day
Monday.
when the
Court reopen.
court shall open
reopens.
Yes.
immediate after the partial working days.
That's right.
Partial working day. The next paragraph, the election shall be conducted. The election shall be
They
completed.
take
in all
21
respect-
days, Lord, so it will have to be first, second, whatever.
The
Fifth up.
The election
fourth of-
committee shall ensure that the election is held and the results are declared. That all the election, the entire election process is complete and the results are declared by which date? Comes it?
5th of August.
5th of August, 30th, 1st of.
Second, third, and
Mhm.
5th or 6th will
between executive committee will take.
Giving them some elbow room.
Sub element.
So,
We can say
2 days.
between 3rd and 5th August.
3rd and 5th. Perfect. That is what we had proposed also.
2020,
उस समय होगा, उसी में आएगा।
the
हो जाएगा।
newly elected executive committee will take over on 7th August 2026. Is it all right?
Yes.
Lordship, may I just point
Your
out,
Lordship,
BT
I
Kaushik
wanted-
judgment is 26th of September 2011, and I passed that order. That was in IA, which is in July 2012. I passed those orders, Your Lordship. So main BT Kaushik judgment is 26th of September 2000.
Your Lordship, I'm asking for
Just a minute.
represent.
You want us to secretary or vice president?
Your Lordship, Vice President or the President, Your Lordship. 75 years has been passed, Your Lordship. We don't have a President.
I don't think the
Your Lordship, Your Lordship,
Sir itself will never do it. So it has to be.
Your Lordship, it is a matter of level playing the field, Your Lordship.
Not do it.
Playing the level.
We are so thankful to the bar.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Bar will accept it, whatever your lordship says.
They have never opposed us.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
You see, madam, please appreciate the entire country you have led by example.
That,
Yes, Your Lordship.
Talking of Supreme Court bar, the entire nation you have led by example.
Yes, Your Lordship.
I've been traveling a lot. When go to in remote districts, the bar association, suddenly you find women office bearers.
Yes.
Only because they say Supreme Court.
Yes, Your Lordship. That's a strong message has been
that
gone to
Lordship-
Your Lordship. Your Lordship,
Become the leader of
let
Lordship,
us,
that-
let us have Your Lordship this time, Your Lordship. President or
Already in the minutes
that's
now.
include.
That is already in
Let's
the
have an
minutes.
inclusive bar, Your Lordship.
Lordship, that is decided.
Your Lordship, that's
that
all
is
my.
decided. Lordship, that
Your
is
Lordship,
decided
let's
in the
have Your
minutes.
Lordship a reservation in the post
let it be
of
secretary only.
President or the Vice President. Last time it was Secretary. So
Upon
let
being
it have.
persuaded- Upon being persuaded by us, the, the Supreme Court Bar Association has graciously accepted our suggestion that the office of Vice President of
no, secretary.
No, Lordship, no.
Your Lordship, Vice President, Your Lordship. Last time it was Secretary.
Secretary is a
Your Lordship, last time it was. Your Lordship, we have to really. Your Lordship,
is the more of a.
Lordship with the
Your Lordship, Vice President, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, let's have a senior.
Secretary was Lordship Secretary.
Last time it was Secretary, Your Lordship.
नहीं, Vice President भी क्यों?
Secretary is
I just
Your Lordship, Secretary has
Lordship,
always been elected, Your
Lordship,
Lordship.
1 year it was Treasurer, the other year it was Secretary.
Your
Now
Lordship,
this
Vice President.
President. Eh?
There should be progression.
अरे हमारे भाई हम हमारे होते एक वाइस प्रेसिडेंट भी देख लेते
President or Vice President, Your Lordship. President,
Bar
Your Lordship. Let us
Association,
75
Lordship,
years
I'm
been
permitted.
passed. We have
Every
no,
Bar
none of,
Association,
I mean,
Lordship, there are 2 seats
this
which
is
are
the
reserved
highest
for
bar
lady
of the
executive.
association, Your Lordship.
Procedure.
Supreme
Lords,
Court.
if I can,
Lordship, let there be
We-
2 posts for lady
let-
executive.
my lords, if I can plead on behalf of the women advocates of Supreme Court, my lords. If my lords allow me to plead on behalf of the women advocates of Supreme Court. Now this is high. If I'm audible to my lords,
Association as a female.
that the post of vice president
lords,
should
if I'm audible to my lords,
be exclusively earmarked for women members of the bar, in addition to their representation in the executive committee, as per the previous order dated so and so, so and so, so and so.
my lords, if I can be heard by my lords.
Other reforms, a separate comprehensive order shall be passed. You should be happy now. You should be. भाई सुने नहीं सर पा रहे
My lords can hear me if I can make a submission, my lords.
Draft order for chief, I can show in draft order.
Supreme Court, there are posts reserved for lady executive members. So, no. In addition to, I'm saying in addition to 30%, let there be 2 more posts, but not an office bearer, vice president, president, secretary is there, treasurer was there, we were happy with that. But Lordship, this way, Lordship,
An urgent request.
Lordship, this way it is going to
We
be.
are deeply obliged, Your Lordship.
May I make an
Lordship, item 59 has been dismissed simpliciter.
This with less than 30%, that is our order. If in the entire country, up to Leh Ladakh, the lordship members have agreed, and you want us now. Thank you.
Wait for it.
Not president, only vice president. Only
President, it should be president post, my lords. But this time it should be president post.
Lordship, what I am on is the capacity of SCBA should be increased.
Let us see. After 2-3 years, then women members will be quite in a position to contest election for the presidency also. Yes.
Item,
May I make an urgent request?
item 59 has been dismissed simpliciter, my lords. I want it to be dismissed as withdrawn kindly. Item 59, it has been dismissed simpliciter. Let it be dismissed as withdrawn.
Millard, may I make an urgent request? Millard, may I make a request?
The separate order,
Millard, may
Lord, the separate order should come.
I
before
make a
the-
request, Millard?
Lordship, may I make a, Lordship,
Forms also can happen.
Pros and cons, a little bit in that.
Millard,
Lordship, in,
Do it in this side of the, so that
Lordship,
it's implemented.
Just a minute. You cannot impose. Just a minute, sir.
No, corruption also there is a recommendation. Which
Start
we
the
accept.
campaign outside.
Yes.
There is a
Yes,
code of conduct recommendation.
Something for the bar.
And that is also a recommendation by Justice
Code of
Nagesh Rao.
conduct recommended. We will definitely.
Yes,
apply.
absolutely. Yes.
That will definitely apply. There are some other conditions
Yes.
where we have to just evaluate what
balance.
is the impact.
Yes, Your
I
Lordship.
don't want such stringent conditions which may deprive unnecessarily from.
Yes, Your Lordship. I'm deeply obliged, Your Lordship.
But at the same time, we don't want non-professional or.
Yes, Your Lordship.
person.
Yes.
Lordship, may I make a request? Lordship,
may I make a request?
Lordship,
Millard, this is an.
He's saying something.
Millard, may I make a request?
Lordship,
Yeah.
Millard, yes. Millard, this is a matter listed.
Lordship, the guidelines.
My Lords was pleased to recuse himself. Lord, the urgency he has given us the liberty to make a mention before my Lord, the Honorable the Chief Justice. The urgency, my Lord, if I am a government distribution company, tomorrow is the trigger date when my power access will be totally cut off from open sources, which would lead to unprecedented power cuts in the state of Maharashtra, my Lord.
No. What happened to
Justice Narasimha was pleased to recuse from hearing this matter today. This was listed at item 8 today before Justice Narasimha. My Lord recused himself for whatever difficulty. He gave us a liberty to make a mention before my Lord the Chief Justice. My Lord, the trigger date is tomorrow, 12 AM tonight. If it can be taken up.
I can't promise, but let me examine what can be done.
Not only one last request.
The urgency is
We
there.
understand urgency, but will it be possible tomorrow or on Thursday?
Very
That is the only thing to decide.
Very well.
Not only,
But by Thursday, we will provide you hearing.
Very well.
not only once last Lord.
Lordship, a last request, Lordship, if the rules can be amended for that, whether with GBM or without GBM, but let the rules be amended because the rule book says something.
Lord, the reforms.
Lordship, let the SCBA rules be amended. They should amend, and for that they should take the views of the general SCBA members.
Request is let
So let them, because there's been so many reforms in between, your Lordship, 18A. Then there's also a 4-year cap. So for everything, it needs an amendment, your Lordship. It cannot be just by way of.
Whatever the Supreme Court of judicial side with the support.
Lordship, absolutely.
And in a deliberation with a collaborative approach, whatever reforms we have made, your rule should immediately.
Actually, yes.
Yes, your Lordship.
That is the first.
Lordship, I'm only requesting.
Recommendation of Justice Nagesh
Let them constitute a committee for amending the rule.
That comprehensive order, your lordships can indicate that also. That the rule should be.
Lordship, the temporary member may be included in this, Your Lordship.
Can come before